Georgi Parvanov is a Bulgarian historian and politician who was President of Bulgaria from 2002 to 2012. He was elected after defeating the incumbent Peter Stoyanov in the second round of the November 2001 presidential election, and he took office on the 22nd of January 2002. He was re-elected in a landslide victory in 2006, becoming the first Bulgarian president to serve 2 terms. Parvanov was a supporter of Bulgaria's membership in NATO and the European Union. According to Bulgarian law, a Bulgarian president is not allowed to be a member of a political party. Thus, Parvanov left the Bulgarian Socialist Party after his election in 2001. Although he identified as a socialist, Parvanov often called himself a social president. After completing his second term as president, Parvanov returned to the Socialist Party, prompting a dispute over the party leadership. In January 2014, Parvanov restarted his Alternative for Bulgarian Revival project, announcing he would be fielding his own candidates for the 2014 European parliamentary elections. As a result, Parvanov is no longer a member of the Socialist Party. Biography. Early years. Georgi Parvanov was born in the village of Syrishnik, Pernik Province on the 28th of June 1957, and he grew up in the nearby village of Kosacha. In 1975, Parvanov graduated from the secondary school in Pernik, and in 1981 he finished his undergraduate education at the Sofia University, by gaining a major in history, specializing in the history of the Bulgarian Communist Party. In 1988, Parvanov defended his doctoral thesis in history, which is titled Dimitar Blagoyev and the Bulgarian National Question 1879 to 1917. Professional career. Parvanov joined the Institute for History of the Bulgarian Communist Party as a researcher in 1981. His main interest was the Bulgarian national issue and the early history of social democracy in Bulgaria. In 1989 he was promoted to a senior research associate. In May 2001 he became a member of the Internet Society of Bulgaria. Political career. Early political career. In 1981 Parvanov joined the Bulgarian Communist Party. In April 1990 the party was transformed into the Bulgarian Socialist Party. In 1989 Parvanov formed the nationalist organization Nationwide Committee for the Defense of National Interests. In 1994 he became deputy chairman of the BSP National Council. It was also in that year that he was elected to the National Assembly, being re-elected in 1997 and 2001. Parvanov was chairman of the Parliamentary Group for Friendship with Greece and member of the Parliamentary Committee on Radio and Television from 1994 to 1997. Leader of the Bulgarian Socialist Party. Because of a severe financial crisis, the Prime Minister and leader of the BSP, Zon Vidinov, resigned in December 1996. Georgi Parvanov was elected as his successor that month. However, after large protests against the socialist government in January 1997, Parvanov and Nikolai Dobrev returned the mandate to form a government. In the early parliamentary elections that ensued, the Socialist Party went into opposition, swept away by the Union of Democratic Forces. In 2000, Parvanov was re-elected as chairman of the National Council of the BSP. He has been credited with altering the geopolitical orientation of the party, paving the way for Bulgaria's joining of NATO in 2004. Parvanov led his party to its worst electoral performance in 2001. Both the BSP and the SDS suffered greatly by the rise of the newly founded National Movement for Simeon II. Notes 2001 presidential election. In the first round of the 2001 presidential election, Parvanov won 36.4% of the votes, finishing ahead of the incumbent SDS candidate, Peter Stoyanov, who polled 34.9% of the votes. The voter turnout was the lowest to date, only 41.8%. Parvanov emerged victorious in the runoff, winning 54.1% of the votes. Voter turnout was significantly higher in the second round, 55.1%. Following his victory, Sergei Stanishev took over the party leadership. Parvanov took his new office on the 22nd of January 2002. 2006 presidential election. In 2006 he ran for re-election. He was backed by the ruling Triple Coalition, who won 70% of the seats in parliament the year before. He won first round on the 22nd of October with 64% of the vote. Because the turnout was less than 50%, he faced the nationalist Volen Sidorov at the runoff on the 29th of October. Parvanov won with 76% of the vote. This made Parvanov the first president to be re-elected in Bulgaria. Collaboration with Committee for State Security. In 2006, Parvanov admitted that before 1989 there was a file on him at the Communist Security Service under the nickname Gotse for his scientific assistance on Macedonian topics. The file, like most other files of the security service, hasn't been released to the public for a while. According to Parvanov's own statement, the file only shows that he had been consulted as a historian in conjunction with the writing of a memoir book about events related to the Macedonian question in the 19th century, that was confirmed by two members of parliamentary commissions that had examined the files of the security service earlier, Bogomil Bonov and Veselin Angelov. Two other members, Metody Andreev and Evgeny Dimitrov, accused the former of lying and asserted that the historical research had only been a prelude, followed by Parvanov's consent to work as an agent and write a report about his institute. Second mandate. In the second mandate of Georgi Parvanov as a president of Bulgaria, two governments changed, that of Sergei Stanishev and the current one of Boiko Borisov. As for the government of Stanishev, Parvanov is often accused of not taking position about important matters. The critics even made Parvanov admit he actually proposed resignation of Stanishev as a PM before the end of Stanishev government's mandate in order that the Socialist Party has more chances in the following parliamentary elections. At the beginning of coming into office of Borisov cabinet, Parvanov faced regular argues with Finance Minister Simeon Jankov and later with Minister of Defense Aniuino, and indirectly with Minister of Education Sergei Ignatov. Arguments and tapes sent to media reached such point that a proposal for impeachment reached in Bulgarian parliament, which had enough signed representatives but in the last moment was not voted by the RZS party and thus failed parliamentary approval. Following the attempt for impeachment, Parvanov quickly gained back his personal authority. ABV. In summer 2010, Parvanov reached his platform ABV, the name constructed by the first three letters in Bulgarian alphabet, which he claimed was neither a political party nor a preparation for registering such. However, he visited many cities and had meetings with mayors, which was a sign that some interpreted as a preparation for regional and further parliamentary elections. With the coming out of the first sociological researches. It became clear ABV would not reach enough votes in the next elections, and Parvanov moved his sight back to his party BSP. It was also suggested that ABV will move as a part of BSP at some point. While in 2013 virtually no media mentioned ABV in any context, in January 2014 Parvanov made what some media called a disappointing attempt to restart the project, and others referred to ABV as an officially frozen project. Political stances. Although the office of the Bulgarian president is largely representative and executive power lies within the government, Georgi Parvanov has played an active political role. His political views, for example in the context of the Kosovo War, have been described as pro-Russian. Iraq Oil for Food Program. The report of the Special Commission of the United Nations into the misconducts of the Iraqi Oil for Food suggests that in 1998 Saddam Hussein took bribes from the Bulgarian Socialist Party, then led by Parvanov and companies close to the party. Parvanov denied these allegations, explaining that the party's financing was transparent and legitimate. No further evidence to support these claims was found. Other Bulgarian Christmas charity campaign. Georgi Parvanov initiated the Bulgarian Christmas campaign, a funds raised for the treatment of children and renovation of hospitals and health institutions. Bulgarian Christmas is a musical event each year at the time of Christmas in which Bulgarian performers sing the most popular songs in the audience of the president and his wife, and other VIP guests. The event is TV broadcast on the national channel BNT, and funds are being raised by SMS and bank accounts. Over the years, millions of euro have been donated by private individuals such as Igor Parvanov and foreign companies, and Parvanov is closely related to the campaign warrants that the money be spent as prescribed. Honors. Foreign honors: Azerbaijan, Haydaraliyev Order. Belgique, Grand Cordon of the Leopold. Brazil, Knight Grand Cross of the Order of the Southern Cross. Estonia, Collar of the Order of the Cross of Terra Mariana. Latvia, First Class with Chain of the Order of the Three Stars. Lithuania, Knight Grand Cross with Golden Chain of the Order of Vytautas the Great. Monaco, Knight Grand Cross of the Order of St. Charles. Norway, Knight Grand Cross of the Order of St. Olav. Spain, Collar of the Order of Civil Merit. Portugal, Grand Collar Order of Prince Henry Ordem do Infante Dom Henrique, the 7th of October 2002. Bibliography. De Love, Grigor, Sophia, ISBN 978-954-920989-1. Prodanov, Vasil, Todorov, Antony, Avramov, Yosef, Ivanova, Vanu, Sophia, Cielo, ISBN 978-954-280352. Publications. Parvanov is an author of dozens of scientific articles. His monographs and books, Demeter Blagoyev and the Bulgarian National Problem 1879–1917, 1988. From Buslauja to the Corona Theatre, an attempt at a new reading of pages from the BSP's Social Democratic period, 1995, the Bulgarian Social Democracy and the Macedonian issue at the end of the 19th century up to 1918–1997.